The headlines. Floods in Manipur, not a natural calamity, says veteran politician Joy. Stresses need for a master plan of long-term solution for water resources and management. One death, over 165,000 people affected by flood situation in Manipur. IDPs from More, Churachandpur staying at Langol Game Village Zone 3 and 4 launch agitation demanding government to stop harassing them with eviction orders. White tree plantation carried out in connection with World Environment Day. Good evening, welcome to Pm-Istv English News. I'm Surbala Kangabam. Let's see the news in detail. Veteran politician Joy claimed that the Manipur flood situation is not a natural calamity, but rather caused by negligence of relevant departments. Speaking to media persons at his residence at Kakwa today, Joy asked who would be held responsibility for the property damaged and losses caused by the flood. He also pointed out the negligence of the Water Resources Department and misuse of funds released for the department led to the man-made disaster the state is facing at present. He said without proper construction of retaining wall along the river banks and lack of regular cleaning of river canals, all contribute to the rising level of water in river causing flood. He cited the lack of proper construction of retaining wall and infrequent canal cleaning as key factor of water level rising in rivers every time it rains. Failure to effectively implement Floodplain and Zoning Act 1978 has been a major cause of the frequent flooding in Valley region, he highlighted. Joy stressed the need of the state to formulate a master plan for water resources and management as a long-term solution to fix the flood crisis in Manipur.
Monsoon ne and the pre-monsoon the curry is in Kaigadino. See Maru, Madam the Paisa Mayam chair. Madam Sana Mawong Tama, season another. Sigi Maru, Madam there, Mado. Sarkar and Tijan supervised on Mawong Tana, Madam Tana, Shindan Magadi, Suriba Nongda, Duna, Manipur, Kai, Makai, Masiki Kai, Natori, Masim Tongoni, Hibati, I did Tajadeba. Masidi, natural calamity, ni Haina, Aquina, hiding the Angondity. I wanted the Masi, men met calamity. Adana, various family father went control of Moibu, Manipur Sakari Makadla Metro, Ado Aimatamda, Moidam Tatuina, my Tatu the Vayabro. She mangi you win sing to the bro. She remain the win sing to the bro. She compensation can be doing no. Our share. Karigi mo ising them day and Moy Daka label ising Kara Tamaga. Ising Kara label Tatok and Tamagadi, sing my the San Gineba. At a hand pick them Tamea, the other hider air, Panama Semson Dre. So on the Morola Nana Yam Gre. But the Masan is in Tumata Metro.
Over 165,000 people have been affected and one death and 161.65 hectares of crops have been damaged due to floods in Manipur. As per information received by Pm-Istv News, at least 4 persons have been wounded in the flood and around 35,000 homes have been reportedly damaged and over 74 animals have been killed. More than 78 relief camps have been opened to provide shelter to the flood-affected victims. The distressed victims have sought immediate help from the government to address their grievances. Around 1,400 houses were damaged by flooded, affecting more than 8,900 persons in Senapati district, especially district headquarters during heavy rain from May 30 to June 3. The statistic report was released by the Indian Red Cross Society Senapati district branch in its assessment report on flood, inundation and landslide in Senapati district. The report also highlighted the scale of devastation caused by the incessant heavy rain that led to widespread flooding and landslides across the district. According to IRCS Senapati branch assessment report, includes 47 localities, colonies, villages were affected, 348 persons were evacuated, 2 relief camps set up with 175 inmates were in relief camps. On May 30, IRCS Senapati branch volunteers carried out rescue and evacuation operations in the midst of heavy rainfall, assisting flood-affected residents and relocating them to safer locations. It may be mentioned that district headquarters witnessed incessant heavy downpour on May 30 and 31 the whole day, causing river overflow and heavy flood, drainage blocked, roads submerged underwater, landslides in multiple places, and several houses were flooded by the river water. Many families were affected on May 30 nights and shifted to safer places. Senapati River washed away houses, land, and also destroyed properties. In the wake of this natural calamities, IRCS Senapati District Branch volunteers have also extended their services to relief camps set up at the District Council Release Center in Senapati. Relief materials including food, water and essential supplies were distributed to 175 inmates currently sheltered in the camps. The landslides, which was occurred last evening in between Luangchum Awangkul and Rangkung Langkong village in Nonay district along National Highway 37, was cleared off this morning at around 10 a.m. by the road construction company ABCI company using excavators and mud dumpers. The location has been a landslides-prone area in every monsoon season. As the debris from the landslide and mudslides has been cleared off, all types of vehicles, including loaded and empty trucks, have resumed its movement. Even though rainfall has subsided in Manipur over the past 2 days, flood-affected victims are reeling under extreme hardships and they have been struggling to have access to basic amenities, including fresh drinking water and medicines. A team of ISTV News visited flood-hit areas of Imphal East District and found roads and houses situated alongside Jenim Hospital, DC Road, Porompat and Nongmaibung still submerged in flood of water, even though water had dried up on Porompat and Ayangpali roads. It has been reported that MLAs of flood-hit Wangkai, Ketrugao and Yai School Assembly constituencies have distributed relief materials. However, the victims informed that they still face shortage of fresh water. Some of the victims have claimed that so far they have not received any help from the MLA or the concerned authority.
Ising chawgi mayam na wanari se jan thangnaba irujanaba khonaba ising siam darka leire madum akoi yang wari medical ki kenu kharasu akoi pamjai
ising mai sing siju thaknaba khotnaba siju mayam na yenbiba gi phabane natrade khoju ka hena wagani ba
dukan se sing phasan thumme mangma yabde mange sarkar khatte mating khara pangbi sini ai haje tu si
hakachaba khotpa je hore ba dalang ta dumai tawba pa me hakachaba khotpa mahing mata muk sinaba diton karika molong karika do pa me
handakti pulap cha manare yang police horok se para chen mane ngasi di kitang handare khatang chat yana rakpa jida sakagi kai chaktung kitang di phanganinge aijeni handakti amta ju yen ba khotpa ju laktre si kitang sakana miyeng changaninge aitar
gadi lukai lokare emlena ising yen bobudi koi Facebook te udu ujei mapam koi kiri gaw kenda gi mapam atopada 4/6 ko ne di lakti lakpidre do yaragadi koi lokare emlena koi 4/6 ju ising je kitang lakpiragadi kitang nungai gadran khanje ising phatam number ba koi gi leina tina koi gi jam handu ju tholakada male ngakthong na bidanta koi lokare emlena kitang cheke lobiraga yak lang thakin batang da kitang supply to biragadi kitang phagadan khanje.
The internally displaced persons from More and Rachanpur and other different places who are currently staying at the Langol Game Village Zone 3 and 4 following the conflict which started on May 3, 2023 have launched agitation demanding a stop to settlement harassment by the government. They stated that they will not leave the current place until resettlement is arranged in their own homes. The statement was made by IDPs during a sit-in protest at Langol Zone 4 Ima Panthoibi Sanglen, organized by Joint Coordinating Committee 91 Meitei Langol Imphal West against the order of the government. The protest was participated by IDPs and office bearers of Joint Coordinating Committee 91 Meitei Langol. The IDPs condemned the government's repeated eviction orders, stating that they will not leave until they are allowed to return home. They expressed disappointment with the president's rule, saying it has not brought the relief they hoped for, and demanded immediate withdrawal of the eviction order.
Honorable CM Gizu knowledge thami the PW Minister Gizu knowledge thami loina na anadi order thom de hojikti order ji kuki ga manaraga NOC lawraga thokro adagi eviction order re pula samai tawna yang wa na leire hojikse more rom dagi Chusanpur dagi laisi kaya wana lakige su mayamna khangbidraba male
Hujik amuk sakro haibase akoi sungchat chappa ngamjaroi akoi chatlo haragana more da thimbiu madu ngamdarba tadi akoi thawai ge tharu thajani akoina libe quarter sidgi hongba koi sunga ngamjaroi
ngatalera amachi paraga mu lakani chalo mu haini ngatalera mu lakani si paraga mu chakani harin akhoi gi lebo khangre koi sumba sigi sani dina koi gi lan ji pauga di mathan de chalan dinu haba simba
ꯒꯣꯔꯃꯦꯟꯒꯤ ꯁꯥꯏꯠꯇ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯅꯤꯡꯕꯁꯤ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯂꯥꯟ ꯆꯦꯜꯂꯛꯇꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯤꯑꯣꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯌꯨꯝꯗ ꯍꯟꯖꯤꯟꯕ ꯌꯥꯗ꯭ꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯐꯥꯎꯕꯗꯪꯗꯤ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔ ꯒꯣꯔꯃꯦꯟꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯏꯀꯩꯗ ꯃꯐꯝ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯂꯦꯡꯗꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯛ ꯂꯩꯍꯟꯕꯤꯌꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯋꯥꯐꯝꯁꯤ ꯊꯝꯖꯒꯦ.
World Environment Day is being celebrated across the globe today. The day is observed to raise global awareness to take positive environmental action to protect nature and the planet Earth. It is observed on 5th June every year since 1973 as part of the United Nations Environment Program to build awareness to save life on planet Earth. The theme of this year's World Environment Day is Beat Plastic Pollution. In Manipur too, the day is being observed widely. Apunmaluk Village Level Federation, Sekmaijin Khoidum, in association with Arambai Tengol Alpha QRT Eastern Star Club, Social Welfare Club, members of Khoidum Village Development Association, carried out a tree plantation drive from the ground of Khoidum Upper Primary School to the grounds of local clubs of Khoidum. Wakhalol Manaba Apunba Kangleipak organized a tree plantation drive in Imphal East District, planting fruit-bearing trees at Lafu Pokpi Chingdai Kelemba to mark World Environment Day in collaboration with Social Sporting Club. President of WAMA, Moirangthem Naukomba, and General Secretary N. Debeshwar led the tree plantation drive, which was organized by President of Social Sporting Club Sekta Luang Sangbam, Londan Meitei, and local residents. WAMA President Moirangthem Naukomba highlighted the importance of planting trees to the people, and a program on the theme Beat Plastic Pollution was also conducted. He also encouraged everyone to plant at least one tree to help contribute in saving the environment from the rapid climate change.
Plastic ending haba dagi singani kunmangagi United Nations la piri bat thimse masi thabo in bangtok da Manipurna so thawdang lumina si haba thumse oma gi agi dagi lepak myang thumda lawlung na pogjenjeri.
Khwai Ihul Foundation and Youth and Students Welfare Club too observed the day by planting saplings on Sabungkhok Playground. Secretary of Khwai Ihul Foundation Loktongbam Nilo, President of YSWC Club Tongtham Amujang, President of Sabungkhok Village Development Committee T Paka, and Secretary of Sabungkhok Maira Paibi Seram Memcha took part in the tree plantation drive. Speaking on the occasion, General Secretary of Khwai Ihul Foundation, Secretary Loktongbam Nilo, emphasized the importance of post-plantation care for saplings to ensure healthy growth. He urged everyone to play a role in safeguarding the environment against global warming. BJP Thoubal observed World Environment Day by planting tree saplings at Nongpok Lorembam Laibung and Maningching areas today. President BJP Manipur Pradesh A. Sharda, General Secretaries K. Sharat, L. Deben, P. Premananda Meitei, President BJP Thoubal District Y. Kumarjit, President BJP Hairok Mandal L. Chorjit, Chairperson Lorembam Jilla Parisad Administrative Committee S. Japan, and other party members attended at the event. Speaking at the function, State President A. Sharda said the recent widespread flood shows the extent of climate damage and said there is need for comprehensive efforts to tackle climate change instead of only relying in government efforts. World Environment Day 2025 was also observed at Chairaukching, Thangwaiband. The event was jointly organized by All Manipur United Clubs Organization, Manipuri Students Federation, and Thangwaiband United Club under the theme Ending Global Plastic Pollution. The program was attended by Amuko Vice President Dr. Norendro Thokchom, Secretary General Pratap Leshangthem, MSF President Hijam Roshan, MSF General Secretary Sundar Kuman, among other volunteers. As part of the observance, tree saplings were planted across the foothills of Cheraokjing, with a target of planting over 2,000 saplings at the hilltop in the coming days. MSF President Hijam Roshan appealed to the public to take responsibility for nurturing the saplings, stressing that tree planting should not be symbolic but a sustained commitment. He underlined the role of trees in ecological balance and criticized the indiscriminate felling of trees for commercial interest. Referring to the recent flash floods, Roshan linked the disaster to plastic pollution, encroachment on riverbanks and poor drainage management. He urged the government to act decisively and called on the public to reduce single-use plastic consumption and adopt sustainable practices. A one-day observation program on World Environment Day 2025 was organized successfully under the motto Beat Plastic Pollution at the Seminar Hall of Ibotombi Institute of Education, Kha Naurem Lekai, Kanchipur, Imphal at 11 a.m. today. The event was graced by Dr. R.K. Bijen, Principal of IIE, Naurem Ingochauba Singh, Coordinator IQAC, IIE, and S. Dayarani Devi, Lecturer, IIE, as the Presidium members. Students and staff from the Institute's BEd and Diet courses attended a program on plastic pollution where they discussed its impact, learned responsible plastic use, and explored ways to create a sustainable future. An essay competition was also held for the student teachers. Well, as part of the World Environment Day, people of Lilong Chajing area, in association with environmental activist Manikanta Mutum, also carried out tree plantation at Chajing Konjai Lekai Angawadi Center. Speaking on the sideline, Manikanta Mutum highlighted pressing environmental issues and urged people to not just plant trees, but to also care for and nurture them to ensure their growth. Thawal Khetri Lekai Youth for Tomorrow team, in connection with the World Environment Day, organized tree plantation and planted over 100 tree sapling at some areas of Thawal Khetri Lekai today. Ward Councillor and Amu Salam Mairapaibis also took part in the tree plantation. Managing Trustee of Sangai Trust Foundation, Salam Prasanta, has maintained that each liter of a plastic water bottle contains about 2.4 lakh microplastics and it potentially contributes to various health issues. He made a statement while speaking exclusively to ISTB News on the occasion of World Environment Day. He also raised concern over the rampant plastic menace witnessed in the heart of the Imphal city, including Kwaramat Market and the wide use of single-use plastics by vendors in the market. He then stressed the need of the relevant department and the government to launch stringent measures and raise more awareness on the harmful effects of plastics. Salam Prasanta also highlighted the need for citizens to recognize and address the hazards of plastic. As per the United Nations Education Program, a liter of plastic water bottle contains over 2.40 lakh microplastics, and as such, he urged the people to be cautious and avoid plastic uses.
Plastic pu puthoi mudi plastic pu pusarlakliba plastic pu yoliba aikhoigi maruoina Imphal bazar manung da leiriba aikhoigi periphery da leiba bazar singda leiriba aikhoigi godown sing se continuous drive am tarokanda aikoi single use plastic se aikhoigi Manipur dagi masi thingnaba honebiu haiduna aikhoigi government gi makai da su Sangai Trust Foundation gi makai da appeal tokjari.
Royal Riders Manipur successfully concluded its month-long environmental campaign with prize distribution ceremony held at the office complex of the club at Maitei Langol, Imphal West today. The closing event marked the closure of the 14th edition of Mahausa Ima Ningsing Tha, a month-long observance dedicated to environmental observation and coincident with World Environment Day. The winners of the sport painting competition held in connection with the World Environment Day 2025 were in category A, class 3 to 5, first position KH Joy Meitei of Wangkai High School, second position S Purel Mangang of St. George High School, third position KH Chandra Meitei of Wangkai High School. In category B, the winners were first position N Kauronganba of Heritage Convent Uripo, second position Sanahen Oinam of Pritambara English School, and third position S Joshita Chadu of Nongpok Mahikol School. Certificates, photo frame, cash awards, and tree saplings were handed over to the winners. In a tragic incident, 3 minors lost their lives reportedly after drowning in a pond located inside SSB campus at Pamjau Pamlum Kakching Waidi at around 11:30 a.m. today morning. As per reports, the deceased has been identified as Serto Warpakom, son of Serto Kupnei Thangkom, Serto Jinyakom, son of Serto Kupnei Thangkom, both of Manta Kuno village, and Serto Momisankom, son of Serto Kupnei Lenkom. All Manipur Working Journalists Union and Editors Guild of Manipur has resolved to continue their boycott of Manipur state government-related news and information, including coverage of state and central security forces, until the inquiry committee probing the Gwaltabi incident submit its report and action is taken against responsible officials. The decision was reaffirmed during a joint meeting held on June 5, following the failure of the government-appointed inquiry committee to submit its report within the stipulated 15-day period as per the government order dated May 21. Despite the delay, the committee has summoned media persons who were on the board the MST bus detained by security forces during the Shiroi Lily Festival on May 20. The journalists have been asked to appear at the Manipur Secretariat on June 7 to give their statements. While the boycott will remain in place, AMJU and EGM clarified that emergency-related news, particularly concerning flood relief and public safety, will continue to be covered in public interest. The two bodies also appealed to the government to expedite the inquiry process, emphasizing that the boycott is not in the public's interest and will be lifted once justice is served. Interfaith Forum Manipur, or IFM, celebrated its second Foundation Day today at Manipur Press Club. The celebration was attended by Archbishop Emeritus of Manipur Dominic Lumen, MCIC President Adibam Rajakumar, Senior Member Divine Life Society R.K. Radha Mohan, among others, as the main guest, and was marked by releasing of a souvenir and distribution of Maza Koine Award to its members. Speaking on the occasion, convener of the forum, Devin Bachapati Mayum, intimated that a forum was established to debunk the narrative spread by the cookies that the Manipur crisis is based on religion, and informed that Maza Koine Award was awarded to the forum, proving that the crisis has no relation with any religion. In 2025-26, the forum will work with Hindu Sanatana community under the theme Life, Unity and Harmony in Diversity, he added.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯥꯛꯀꯗꯕ ꯆꯍꯤ 2025-26ꯁꯦ ꯃꯁꯤꯗ ꯊꯧꯔꯝ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯥꯡꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯀꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯊꯧꯔꯝꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯃꯈꯜ ꯑꯍꯨꯝ ꯊꯣꯛꯅ ꯂꯩꯒꯅꯤ ꯑꯍꯥꯟꯕꯗ ꯍꯤꯟꯗꯨ ꯙꯔꯃꯁꯤ ꯑꯇꯣꯞꯄ ꯙꯔꯃꯗ ꯁꯦꯌꯔ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯤ ꯔꯥꯊ ꯖꯥꯇ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯂꯥꯛꯏ ꯀ꯭ꯔꯤꯁꯅ ꯙꯔꯃ ꯂꯥꯛꯏ ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯇꯣꯞꯄ ꯙꯔꯃꯒꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯦ ꯀꯧꯔꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯏ ꯈꯣꯠꯂꯤ ꯈꯪꯃꯤꯟꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯇꯥꯟꯖꯥ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯧꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯗꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯃꯥꯡ ꯆꯍꯤꯁꯤꯗ ꯃꯃꯥꯡ ꯆꯍꯤꯒꯤꯗꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯈ꯭ꯔꯤꯁꯇꯤꯌꯥꯟ ꯂꯥꯏꯅꯤꯡ ꯆꯠꯄ ꯀꯥꯡꯕꯨꯅ ꯆꯍꯤ ꯆꯨꯞꯄ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯏꯟꯇꯔꯐꯦꯊ ꯐꯣꯔꯝꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯖꯔꯅꯤꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯨꯆꯤꯡ ꯃꯈꯥꯗ ꯆꯠꯊꯈꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁꯦꯌꯔꯤꯡ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯙꯔꯃꯁꯦꯀꯣ.
Administrator of One Stop Center New Mini Secretariat Complex Bishnupur, El Chanu Yaipabi, has appealed to the public to help identify a 50-year-old woman currently staying at the center. Yaipabi said is observed to be mentally challenged and face trouble communicating due to language barrier. She was brought to the center by a police team after being found near Nongmaikong Maza Lekai under Kaibul police station at around 10 p.m. of June 3. Administrator Yaipabi said the woman will be moved to Sakti Sudan or a women's home in Bishnupur if she remains unidentified after 5 days as per center's regulations.
Hauzi thaiba nupise khangba yauragadi natraga ugiba yauragadi magi mari mata leiba yauragadi pau pibiro One Stop Center Bishnupur da hauzi leiri.
Chairman of Paitol Village Authority, PM Thanga, has announced that the affected land and standing property owners of National Highway 37, Paitol and Tadbung Villages National Highway 37 is prepared to restrict ongoing work process of the package if the government does expedite the compensation process of the affected villagers. PM Thanga said while the compensation has already been disbursed for other villages, it has been left delayed for Tadbung and Paitol village. He said the affected villagers will restrict the work progress of the NHIDCL company until the compensation is dispersed.
एक हफ्ता के अंदर या तो एक महीना के अंदर मिल जाएगा बोल करके हम लोग खोल दिया, पूरा कटिंग हो गया। लेकिन अभी कंपनी वाला को हाइटोल और ताबुंग से हटा रहा है। जब तक बेनिफिशियरी वाला को उनका अकाउंट में पैसा नहीं घुसता है तब तक नहीं खोलेंगे।
And before we wind up the top stories once again. Floods in Manipur not a natural calamity, says veteran politician Ojoy, stresses need for a master plan of long-term solution for water resources and management. One death, over 165,000 people affected by flood situation in Manipur. IDPs from More, Churachandpur staying at Langol Game Village Zone 3 and 4 launch agitation demanding government to stop harassing them with eviction orders. White tree plantation carried out in connection with World Environment Day. Well, thank you so much for joining with us and good night.